It's finally here. We got Fey monsters, we got Underdark monsters, and now we've got City monsters. From Cawood Publishing, Monsters of the City, Sins and Virtues, the latest book of monsters to come from them, and I gotta say, it's a wonderful book. Welcome to the Blue Dragon Guild, a channel all about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Baron. Thinking back on all of our different D&D games, there's not really that much time we spent traipsing through dungeons or trundling through the woods. A lot of it was spent in town. While the monsters in the Monster Manual are great for all different kinds of campaigns, not all of them are suited for urban settings. So Monsters of the City gives us 103 new monsters, all built around being in an urban environment. I've got to say, Andrew, you guys really outdid yourselves on this one. Just everything in this book is just a step up from the other two, and like they're also great. Don't get me wrong, but this one's even better. So jumping right into the book, we've got the return of the Alliance of the Griffin. Their presence in the city being represented by a Gemma Goldheart. We've got a random table for different adventure hooks that you can roll on. There's a table for random encounters and locations, as well as a random table for city events. So you might roll, there might be a fair in town. And also we've got two new character subclasses. We've got the Cleric Domain of Truth and the Paladin Order of the Heart. So the Cleric. This Cleric is a born truth teller. They are innately present and are wiser than most humanoids. High priests search the land for these blessed beings and help guide them along their challenging path. These clerics are destined to speak the truth and change the world. So I really kind of see this as a really interesting domain that you can add into your game. Thinking from DM standpoint and having it be like an NPC, maybe they work for the town guard, just, you know, they cast Zone of Truth to see who's lying. Rogues, watch out. And the Paladin, this Paladin has a deep connection to their heart and the collective heart in the multiverse. Everything they do comes from a place of love. These Paladins are romantics. Seeing beauty in everything, they feel their emotions intensely and act to make the world a better place. Kind of along the same lines as the Cleric, I think these are kind of like the peaceful warriors coming in, trying to make sure everything in town is going smoothly. But when it comes down to it, they are a paladin and they can probably crack a few skulls. So when I got this book in the mail, I was super excited. Initially, I kind of wanted to do like a little bit of an unboxing, but I was just way too excited. I didn't feel like setting the camera up. I was ready to go. I opened it up and it is signed, Andrew. Thank you. That means a lot. Sent his business card, hard copy bonus, which is awesome. I did do the Kickstarter for this because I love the other two books. Why wouldn't I support the company? I mean, you know. And now, the biggest part of this book, the monsters. This book is divided up differently than, I would say, any other monster book that you'll ever find. There are 7 sections in this book. Each section covers a different district of the city, each district containing one of the sins and one of the virtues. In the interest of time and the fact that I really want you to go buy this book, link in the description. I'm only going to cover one of the sins and one of the virtues. These are just two of the ones that really stuck out to me, the ones that I like the most. So starting off with the virtue, we have Diligence. This virtue is located in the sewer district. The coolest thing about this guy is he's basically down in the sewers, cleaning, making repairs, just to make sure that this infrastructure underneath the city just doesn't crumble and cause problems for everybody else up top, because it's kind of the foundation which the city's built on, and if it collapses, the whole city's gonna go. He's a large celestial lawful good. He's a challenge rating 23, which hopefully your party doesn't want to fight him because he's a pretty cool dude. He's helpful. He's got some spells and he's got some cool legendary actions. The thing that I liked the most was in his legendary actions, he has Divine Shout, Diligence shouts. And each creature of his choice that is within 120 feet and hears it must succeed on a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. So it's similar to some other frightening effects that are in the game, but I just like that it's a legendary action that he can just, whenever he gets his legendary action, he can just shout, "You're afraid." The other cool thing with the shout is there's a 25% chance that when Diligence does his shout, there are good aligned creatures that will come to his aid. So it's also a frightening mechanism as well as a summoning mechanism, in a way. Of the sins, the one that really stuck out to me was Wrath from the Temple District. Wrath is a tall humanoid wearing an ominous skull. He is a demon, so if there's any paladins around looking for demons, they're gonna find him. He's a CR 23, so they may regret finding him. Who knows? This monster, it's fun. It's also got legendary actions, which all the sins and the virtues, they all have legendary actions. So there's 14 legendary creatures in this book that you now have to throw at your party. Or maybe 7 if they're good. Wrath also gets a shout. Wrathful shout, a recharge of a 5 or a 6. Wrath utters a dreadful word of power. Each creature within 30 feet of him must succeed on a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened of him for 1 minute. So much like Diligence's shout, it causes frightened, which if you're a player, it's not that fun because you gotta run away. And now for some of the other monsters in the book, I picked one from each section that just either I liked them because of the art, I liked them for some of their abilities, I liked them. The first one is the Fallen King. Fallen King is found in the Castle District. In my mind, the party has found their way into the Castle District for whatever reason. They're down in the dungeons of the castle. Well, they come across this room that's sealed with these eldritch or arcane runes. Somehow they get it busted open. They get inside, and there's the Fallen King. With a challenge of 11, this medium undead creature I think is probably going to cause a good deal of problems. If any of you are familiar with the ghoul ability Stench, Fallen King does have this ability, as well as a really fun ability called Withering Presence. Any good aligned creatures within 30 feet of the Fallen King have a -1 on their saving throws. So I guess everybody in our party is going to be fine because we all run neutral. The next monster, hailing from the wealthy district, we have the Rakshasa Lord. In general, I really like the Rakshasa, but the Rakshasa Lord just takes them to a whole nother level. Their challenge rating 20, spells of 7th level or lower do not affect them. So good luck with that. A cool ability they have is called Instinctive Charm. When a creature within 60 feet of the Rakshasa makes an attack roll against it, and another creature is within the attack's range, the attacker must make a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the attacker must target the creature that is closest to it, not including the Rakshasa, or itself. So basically, if you're attacking the Rakshasa, he has a reaction to say, nope, you're gonna hurt someone other than me. Might even be you. This next monster found in the Temple District is the Deathwing. No, not the dragon. Oh man. This chaotic evil fiend is a challenge rating 6, and honestly, I liked it because of the name. I'm a big WoW nerd. But then I got to looking at some of its abilities. This is basically a rogue in winged demon form. They have the Assassinate ability from the Assassination Rogue, so it gives them advantage on their first attack in combat. Then we have a wonderful fey creature from the Market District, the Stalker Walker. This is a challenge rating 2 neutral evil creature. It's got fey ancestry, so it can't be charmed, can't be put to sleep by magic. It's just a really tall, creepy looking creature that just, the art really caught my eye. Travis Hansen, as always, did a phenomenal job. Good job, Travis. And it's just fun. It does unarmed attacks. This was one of those monsters that it was mainly the art that drew me in, but all of it is great. This next monster, found at the docks, which makes sense based on its name, the Godfather. I learned from an interview that Andrew did with Dave from Nerdarchy over on their live chats channel that this monster was named for Andrew's dad. There was a restaurant that was called the Godfather, and he thought it was the greatest thing. If you want to check out that video, I will put a link to it down in the description. This fish man is exactly what you think it is. It's the Godfather. He's a mobster, but he's also a tentacle fish man. An ability he has is Swallow. If the Godfather is grappling a target, he can swallow it. And they take acid damage while they're swallowed by the Godfather. It's fun. I really enjoy fun monsters, and this is definitely one of them. This next monster is found in the Slums District. With the Theros book making these guys a playable race, I thought it was a really fun monster that you can include, and that is the Seder Brute. They're feared thugs in the city. They're pugilists, so they like to box, which their reaction, Bloody Rampage, when the satyr takes damage, it makes one attack with its unarmed attack against a random creature within its reach. So you hit him, he's hitting you. And from the Sewer District, we have a play on a very classic D&D monster, not the Owl Bear, but the Foul Bear. This is much like a regular Owl Bear. The Foul Bear is a challenge rating 4. I have no idea what the Owl Bear CR is, so I don't know if this is stronger or weaker than them. So, yeah. It says here that the Foul Bear was originally from Feyland, where they were hanging around with some Fey from the Unseelie Court. They are chaotic evil, so work with that however you will. They also get the ability Charge. If the Foul Bear moves at least 20 feet straight toward a target and then hits it with a claws attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 2d8 piercing damage. And if the target is a creature, they must succeed on a DC 15 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. So with all those monsters covered, I do have a couple of honorable mentions. The first one is the Duck of Many Things. It's exactly what you think it is. This tiny construct is basically a duck that has a deck of many things inserted in where its feathers would be. It's not a complete deck. It lays out what all's in there for you in the stat block. I can see so many different situations of where this would be hilarious to throw at your party, because I mean, it's not really like a dangerous creature, but it's a dangerous creature. And now I'm sure many of you are wondering, where the heck are the dragons? You didn't mention the dragons. Well, the dragons in this book take a little different form. In this book, they are known as the Dracorian. The Dracorian are lawful evil creatures. There's the regular Dracorian, which is like a melee kind of character, and then there's the Dracorian mage, which uses spells. The mage is a CR 8, and the regular is a CR 4. The cool thing with these guys is while they have a humanoid draconic form, they can transform into a dragon. Now, it's no ancient worm, it's just a large-sized dragon so that they can fly around. Probably when they leave the city, but maybe not. So, Monsters of the City. As I said, I will leave a link down in the description where you can pick this book up. I will also leave links for the other 2 books. If you like these books, please be sure to go over to your social media, let Cawood know how awesome they are, pick your own copy up. It would really be awesome to help support these guys. They are a great, great company. Andrew is a really great guy who just really loves D&D. So it would be great if, more people would get these books so their business can grow and they can put out more. So if you want to see more Dungeons & Dragons content, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see some videos covering these 2 books, check out these videos right here. And until next time, keep the dice rolling.